We're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.
The Mach 1 is better. I have more power and reach. No, the Mach 2 is better. I have a huge sweet spot. Oh, really, fool? Yes, really. Oh, hey, how's it going? This is Webby, not Eddie.
And I'm Eddie, and this is our 69th Dinking Around.
Oh, yeah, episode number 69.
69. Oh, Webby, it's going to be a good episode number 69. By the way, the intro reference, I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be from Billy Madison when he had the shampoo and the conditioner, or if that was supposed to be from Spaceballs when he was playing with his figures. Can you clarify which one?
It was Billy Madison. That was my inspiration.
Okay. Do you remember the scene in Spaceballs, though, where he was playing with his dolls? And
Yes, I do. I can see why you would think it was that one, too, but I was directly trying to spoof the Billy Madison scene.
I did like that intro, Webby, because you highlighted two great paddles from our friends over at Pickleball. Guys, if you want to get your hands on a Mach 1 or a Mach 2, and they come in all different varieties, different millimeters of thicknesses. You got the regular versus the Forza. Definitely check them out. I still love my Mach 1 16 millimeter. It's still what I play with. And for me, it's the perfect blend of power, spin, and control. And it has a sweet spot exactly where I like it. Webby, what are you playing with now?
I am absolutely loving the Mach 2 Forza. I still like the Mach 1 Forza a lot, and I think I might actually like playing with the Mach 1 Forza more when I do singles. But overall, I absolutely love the Mach 2 Forza with that huge sweet spot and great spin.
Guys, we're so lucky to be partnered with a company like Pickleball. They're an amazing company with great paddles, great equipment, great people. You should go there and check it out. Valair.com. Use coupon code PB for life to get what?
You're going to get yourself 10% off your order and help show us some support in the process.
That's right, Valair.com. Coupon code PB for life. Get your hands on some great paddles. But Webby, I have a question for you, and I want you to answer it immediately.
What in the world is in that drink? What you got in that drink?
That's right, Webby. I want to know what's in your drink for this episode.
Well, the beer I will be sipping on tonight is one that I absolutely love, and they are a platinum sponsor for a tournament that I absolutely love, and that is the Beer City Open, and the beer in question is Fat Tire Ale from our good friends at New Belgium Brewing. Oh, yeah.
Such a good beer.
What about you, Eddie? What are you going to be sipping on tonight?
Well, as I mentioned in our last episode, this is going to be Eddie's Summer of Seltzers. And this week, again, I have another flavor from Topo Chico, and this is strawberry guava. Last time I did lemon lime, which was really nice. Strawberry guava. I have not even tried this one yet. I'll be trying it live tonight during this episode, and so I'm liking it. I like Topo Chico. I think they're a good company. I think they make great products, and let's see if this lives up to the hype.
All right, a live tasting.
It's good. It's good. I think I like the lemon lime a little better, but definitely something that I could be sipping on or off the pickleball courts. It's a great seltzer. And cheers to you, my friend.
Very nice. Cheers, and cheers to everybody tuning in this evening. Going to be a very fun episode.
I agree. It's definitely going to be a fun episode. And Webby, I got a question for you. What time is it?
Now it's time for Memes of the Week. Yeah!
That's right. It's time for Memes of the Week, the hottest segment in all of pickleball podcasting. And Eddie, what kind of memes are you bringing today?
Well, Webby, did you happen to watch the PPA event in Texas? That would have been about a week to a week and a half ago from when this episode airs.
I watched some of it, not the whole thing, but I did watch some.
Well, there were quite a bit of hooks. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Yes.
There was a lot of hooking going on. And as you guys know, a company that Kyle Salenko and I started, Close Call Replay, we sponsor the Hook of the Week segment from our friend Chris Callie over at Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball. And, well, I'm just going to go ahead and play this meme of the number one hook of the week from the tournament I referenced.
All game long, Don Stanley has not been able to overturn a call.
That was mine. Absolutely. Now you saw that? That was not even close.
I saw it in the blue, Salome.
In the blue? Are you kidding? He was bluing me out.
I promise you, inside the blue.
Wow! He finally overturns a call, but here's the thing. Nobody asked him to overturn it. The rule is that a ref could only overturn a call if a player appeals to him. I mean, check this out. That is out. So the number one hook of the week goes to Don Stanley, the head referee of the PPA. What is happening?
Now you saw that?
I promise
That
you, I
was
saw
not
it
even
in the blue.
close.
I saw it in the blue, Solomon.
He saw it in the blue, the wrong blue.
Oh my god. Well, I mean,
Oh,
there's so many things that are classic. First of all, there were a lot of calls like that throughout that match. But the fact that the number one hook of the week was from Don Stanley, the head referee of the PPA, absolutely cracks me up. Reason number 5,641 as to why we need a good line challenge system in pro pickleball. The sport deserves it. The players deserve it. In order for us to be taken seriously, we need something. I believe that something is close call replay. And I think that we should demand that MLP, PPA, APP, all these tournaments, I'd rather them go with ours, but just have something better than what we have right now, and I will be content. And Webby, on top of that, I don't know if you noticed, but the most recent episode of Pickle Pod, did you see who was on it?
I did. Kyle Salenko of Close Call Replay.
Yes. If you guys want to check out a great episode where Kyle breaks down why close call replay is needed, what we're doing with AI in the future when it comes to line challenges and stuff, go ahead and check out the Pickle Pod. It's a great episode. I highly recommend it. And, Kyle, he's just a good dude. He just loves the sport. So it's always good to see him on there. But Webby, enough about me. I want to know, what is the meme you picked for this week?
Oh man, I have a hilarious one. It's from an account that I just recently learned about. It's called Friday Pickleball. This video is something that I think pretty much all of us can relate to. And this video is called The Stages of Pickleball.
Is this pickleball? So this is what my grandma's been up to. It's like if non-athletes tried playing an actual sport. It's like small tennis, big version of ping pong. So many old people. What is going on? It's like if a senior citizen home had teams. Guess we could give it a try. You have your racket? Got my racket. You got the wiffle ball? Got the wiffle ball. Love, love. Oh, easy. Everybody's so nice. The older they are, the better they are. Hey, Brad, good to see you, man. Barry, how we doing? Jenny, up at 5 a.m. Can't believe that. How did this happen? I didn't even know about this sport 2 months ago. Look at me now. Is there anything better than dinking? How do we get to play with the good players? Getting into that group text is harder than getting into the Pentagon. Yeah, I work from home 3 days a week now, so I can play more pickleball. Just won my first 4-0 tournament. Yeah, not gonna be playing with the 3-5s anymore. Or talking to them. I actually quit my job today just to play more pickleball. Yeah, in about 6 weeks I should be homeless. Have you guys ever heard of pickleball? It's the greatest sport ever. It's like tennis, but it's fun.
Oh, it's so good. And I feel like we can all either relate personally or we know somebody who fits every single stage that they talked about there. But it was so funny. Great job, guys.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job of really capturing the stages. And I got to tell you, Webby, I fell into that. I quit my job to be able to go, all in on pickleball. And it's worked out really well. Don't get me wrong, but I will say that doing that can lead to some crazy experiences in life, especially with the fact that I don't even get to play as much as I used to now that my career is in pickleball.
That is crazy. And I hear that a lot too. Like a lot of people that I know that quit their full-time jobs to focus on a career in pickleball. A lot of them do not play pickleball as much as they used to before getting involved in it as a career.
Well, if you guys have a meme that you want us to review or want to share with us, please go ahead, tag us on social media. You could even email us at contact@eddieandwebby.com. Just share it with us. We want to review the memes that you guys like as well. But Webby, I got another question for you. What time is it?
Now it's time for Topics of the Week.
That's right. We're talking Topics of the Week. Each week, Webby and I pick a topic to be able to talk about. And we want to know what you guys think as we're discussing it. So definitely throw it down in the comments below if you have an opinion or a perspective, because these are just our opinions or perspectives. But Webby, what is your topic this week?
Well, my topic actually has something to do with the beer I'm drinking. Like I said earlier, I'm drinking a beer from one of the main sponsors of the Beer City Open. And I can't believe it, but the Beer City Open is just about a month away. I can't believe it's almost time. My favorite time of year in pickleball to be able to attend the Beer City Open. So I thought it would be nice to connect with somebody to talk about this upcoming Beer City Open and learned a little bit about the history of the Beer City Open. So I had the honor of being joined by somebody we all know and love in the world of pickleball. So I say, let's go ahead and roll the clip. Thanks, Eddie and Webby. I am super excited because tonight we are joined by a very special guest. She spends most of her days being a practicing attorney and most of her other days being a very talented and dominant professional pickleball player. Please welcome our longtime friend, Andrea Koop. How's it going, Andrea?
Hey, Webby, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me here. So I'm really excited to talk about the upcoming Beer City Open and all the things that we have to look forward to. But before we do have a lot of newer pickleball players tuning in these days that might not be as familiar. So can you talk to us a bit about the origin of the Beer City Open and how it came to be?
So, Paul Richards and I are the co-tournament directors, co-founders, and I started playing pro pickleball pickleball in general in like this a long time ago, guys. I'm old. Summer or so or winter of 2017. And my first like real pro event was I think the 2018 US Open. But I was getting ready for that and realizing at that time there were like maybe 5 or 6 pro tournaments. There weren't that many, and people did not make a living playing pro pickleball. It was purely a hobby.
Yeah.
But of those tournaments were in the South or like Arizona, California, and then the US Open was in Florida. And I want to say in the wintertime, maybe Christmas time, I was talking to Paul. I'm like, Paul, we have a great facility at Belknap and we should have one in Michigan. And this was purely, selfish on my part. I just wanted to have a big tournament in my hometown, so I didn't have to try for it. And Paul's like a big time mover and shaker, USA Pickleball ambassador. He's very involved in the local pickleball community. And he immediately was like, no, we're not doing that. That's crazy. 2 Michelob Ultras in, Paul was totally on board.
Nice. That's awesome. Eddie and I, we've said this many times in the past, but we can't thank you and the rest of the Grand Rapids Pickleball Club enough, because if it wasn't for you guys in the first Beer City Open event, I don't even know if Eddie and Webby would be a thing right now, because I kid you not, that first Beer City Open event, it just really jump-started things for us. I mean, it introduced us to professional pickleball. It really got us fired up to keep doing this podcast and to keep making content. Eddie and I were both very new to pickleball, and I was just starting to get an interest in trying to do pickleball tournaments, and I saw that there was one called the Beer City Open, and I didn't know anything about it other than it was called the Beer City Open. So I contacted Eddie, and I was like, Eddie, come on. Come to Michigan. Let's do this tournament. It's called the Beer City Open. We could just get drunk all week and play some pickleball. It should be awesome. And then it just opened our eyes to a whole new world of competitive pickleball. We didn't even know pro pickleball was a thing, or that there was like super high level pickleball, because most of our experiences had just been with senior citizens and stuff like that. So we didn't even know. We thought we were like the youngest people that played pickleball. So we just figured, we're probably going to be hungover, but we'll show up and beat some old people at pickleball. But no, we were very mistaken, and it really was an eye-opening experience. But that event, it got us extremely addicted to high-level pickleball. It made us want to get better at pickleball. So Belknap Park in Grand Rapids is where the Beer City Open happens every year, and it is an amazing outdoor facility. And I feel like every year major improvements keep happening at the facility. So can you tell us a bit about some of the biggest upgrades that have happened over the years at Belknap Park?
Belknap started as tennis courts, but when we started the tournament, we had 15 courts. And then since then, now we're up to 21 courts. All of the proceeds from the Beer City Open go back into something called the Belknap Enhancement Fund, where we raise money to, make the park better, essentially. Between the city of Grand Rapids, the Belknap Enhancement Fund, which is, run by the Grand Rapids Pickleball Club, and then also Pioneer Construction, which is a local construction company. Between those 3 entities, since 2023, $550,000 will have been pumped into Belknap for improvements. The hill between the baseball courts and the pickleball courts, right underneath it, we have a 10-foot new ADA walkway all the way back behind the pickleball court. So that's going to be great for just getting around the facility. And then between our center court and our second center court, we have built an observation deck shade structure. It will create shade in the middle portion of the facility between all of the courts. And then it's like a viewing deck where you can see the entire facility from the top of it. And for the Beer City Open, we're going to be using it as the owner's deck, like owner's deck, and then like our biggest sponsor type people could be up there. So we're quite excited.
Very nice. That's going to be awesome. So even back in 2019, I thought to myself, there's no way that the Beer City Open can top this. I mean, this year was amazing from beginning to end. There's no way they can top this. But I do feel like every single year, other than the COVID year, I feel like you guys really have outdone yourself every single year. Has that been tough? Like, do you consciously try to make it bigger and better than the previous year, or has it just naturally happened?
Paul and I have 200 volunteers that help us put on this event every year. And every year we have repeat volunteers. They come back and they're better than they were the year before. The longer we do it, the better our team gets at doing it. So I think a lot of it is that we have such great, help, and the community gets behind the Beer City Open. Grand Rapids is a huge pickleball town. July in general, we are actually the biggest sporting event to happen in Grand Rapids in July. So the community support in general is it's huge for us. And that certainly helps. But I would be lying if I didn't say that Paul and I, we work on this 50 weeks a year. We talk, 2 days a week, or at least all year long, about the Beer City Open and, what we need to tweak, what we can do better. And we always have a big list of things, of improvements at the end of the tournament.
And I've always heard that you guys basically the day after the Beer City Open ends, you're starting the planning for next year's Beer City Open already. Is that pretty accurate?
We have that debrief meeting where it kind of feels like you're being beat down because everybody's just giving you all the complaints that they had about. But we do take that right away while it's fresh in everyone's mind, so that we can make sure they're addressed if appropriate for the next year.
Nice. So would you say that this year's has potential to be the biggest and best one yet?
I mean, I certainly hope so. This year will be very different in that we are not having a pro Beer City Open individual event. MLP is coming in and they're having their MLP Major League Pickleball mid-season tournament at the Beer City Open. So we're essentially giving them 2 courts, and they're going to be running their MLP mid-season tournament on our 2 courts while we host Beer City Open amateur brackets on the remaining 19 courts throughout the facility. So we will still have, we'll probably have more pros than we normally have. We'll have, the top 50 men and women in pickleball will be at Beer City Open participating in the Major League Pickleball mid-season tournament. And then we have about a little less than 1,100 amateurs playing throughout the week as well. So we think, as far as Beer City Open goes, it'll be our biggest, and the most amateurs we've ever had in an event, because we're not having the pro tournaments. And we always just sell out with capacity. We don't have enough courts to take more. We would take more if we could, but it's a capacity issue. But I do think that the vibe will be just as exciting, maybe even more so, because of having MLP partner with us this year.
Yeah, I am very excited about that. I can't speak for everybody else, but I am extremely excited that you're going to have Major League Pickleball instead of the standard pro individual and team divisions and stuff like that. So yeah, I am very excited about Major League Pickleball being there. I've actually still never been to a full-blown Major League Pickleball event before. So to me, it's extra exciting and very special, the fact that my first full-blown Major League Pickleball experience is going to be in Grand Rapids at the Beer City Open. So yeah, I couldn't be more excited about it. Are there any specific moments that you can think of that really stand out to you as being super special or super memorable to you from the past 6 years of the Beer City Open?
Well, as a player, because I have played in it, I'm very proud that I've medaled in at least one event in all the iterations of the Beer City Open. And then I would say, again, as a player, the most fun experience I think I had was 2022, Zane playing mixed doubles with Zane in the finals under the lights on our new, at that time it was our new stadium court. We lost to JW Johnson and Simone Jardim in a 3-game match, but just, the stadium was packed. everybody was there. They were supporting all of us, but just to have that stadium full and all the work that Paul and I and the team put in to get that stadium, because I believe that was the first year we had a real dedicated stadium, and to get the opportunity to play in one of the pro event finals on that stadium court in a packed stadium in my hometown, that feeling was incredible.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's awesome. For me, it's pretty easy to pick my top two favorite moments from the past 6 years of the Beer City Open. One of them, well, it was a couple things. It was the exhibition matches Eddie and I did, the 2-versus-1 matches. There was the one against Kylie Yates and then the one against Jay DeVilliers. Those two were both super, super fun, things I will never forget. And then the number one moment easily was the live podcast that we did at Perrin Brewing for the 2019 Beer City Open, because, I mean, pretty much the best of the best pros at the time were there, and almost all of them sat down and talked to us for a few minutes during that podcast, and we ended up closing out Perrin Brewing Company because the podcast went so long. And then at one point, Rob Cassidy even hijacked our podcast to where Eddie and I were both not even on the microphones for a bit. So, but yeah, that was just a crazy time, super, super memorable. But every single year I have what I feel like is one of my favorite memories of all time in pickleball. So it's such an awesome event. I can't wait for it. It's just a big party. Now, before we part ways, what would you say is the best way for people to stay up to date with news and any updates that happen with the Beer City Open?
Sure. Follow our Instagram, which is at Beer City Open Pickleball, or PB, I think. And then also we have 2 Facebook pages, Beer City Open and Fans of Beer City Open. And then you can also follow the Grand Rapids Pickleball Club. Any and all announcements will be posted on all of those channels. We'll also be emailing players. If you were a player in the tournament, you'll get everything via email as well. But yeah, if you're interested, we don't have any control over the MLP Pro event, schedule or even format. But my understanding is they're starting at 9 in the morning on Wednesday, 10 in the morning on Thursday and Friday, and 12 on Saturday and Sunday. So if that sticks, we hope to see everyone there. There is no fee for general admission. It's just come. Parking will be tough, but if you could Uber, we would love that. Otherwise, you might have to walk a little bit from where you park your car, but come see, it's worth it for great pickleball. This general admission, find your seat and keep your seat. We'll have a beverage center that will be stocked with New Belgium Brewing, which Fat Tire, and then also some Bell's Brewery, because they're a local brewery owned by New Belgium. And then Major League Pickleball will also have AV type beer, so Michelob Ultra on site. There'll be liquor tasting, sampling. I mean, Webby already gave the best review possible. Come to the Beer City Open and leave drunk.
That's right. Even if we go 0-2 out, which Eddie and I have gone 0-2 out every year of the Beer City Open, we're still guaranteed to have a great time because we can watch top-notch pickleball and drink. I mean, what more can you ask for at a pickleball tournament?
We'll have food trucks there too. So, we want you to be safe. We want you to enjoy the beer on site, but be safe. Make sure you go to the food truck, have some food in your belly. We also will have Gatorade and water on site. We want everyone to stay hydrated. It can be hot.
Yeah, staying hydrated is crucial. Can't advise that enough. Make sure you stay hydrated no matter what. Drink a beer, then drink some water. Whatever you got to do, stay hydrated. But yeah, thank you very much, Andrea. This has been awesome. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. But back to you, Eddie and Webby. Man, that was super fun getting a chance to connect with Andrea Koop. I always love talking to her about the Beer City Open. And yeah, I am super, super excited about this year's event.
It's crazy how that was my first pickleball tournament I ever played, was the very first Beer City Open. It was one of your first as well. And we've been part of it every single year, including the COVID year where it was just an APP Pro exhibition thing that happened. And, 6 years later, here we are, still a part of it, still part of the community. It's so incredible. Just, I feel such a sense of pride to be part of this event.
Oh, for sure. And like I was telling Andrea, it was like the stars aligned for us to even be part of that first Beer City Open. And then through the people that we met and the awesome experience that we had, like that really shaped the future of us when it comes to Eddie and Webby Pickleball. I mean, like I told Andrea, I don't even know if we would still be doing this podcast or focusing on pickleball as much if it wasn't for that first Beer City Open event.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we would not have continued going down the pickleball path because again, that's what got us absolutely hooked. So if you guys have never been to the Beer City Open, as they talked about in the video, go check it out. It's an incredible event. Webby and I will both be there as well. Close Call Replay is going to be there, so we're going to be running around getting these line challenges throughout. But we always like it when people come up and say hi. So definitely come say hello, and we'll say hello back to you.
That's right. It's an awesome time, and like Andrea is saying, it's free. You just gotta show up in time to find a spot to sit. You don't even have to pay to spectate. It's pretty amazing. But Eddie, what kind of topic do you have today?
Well, Webby, this topic actually came from some of our texts we had earlier this week. So, as you know, Webby and I like to do the Eddie versus Webby competition, where we have this incredible belt that I am currently the proud holder of. It's the undisputed Eddie versus Webby champion. And we always like to mix it up and do kind of fun, different things when we challenge each other, right? We've done singles, we've done skinny singles, we've done a dink event that had all these other rules in there. Well, I proposed to Webby doing a game that I do a lot of times when I drill to really work on unforced errors. And Webby, not calling you out or anything, but basically your response was very valid. And that was, oh, I don't want to do that because I never drill. So then I was thinking, God, is this a common thing? Is this, do a lot of people not drill? Because honestly, I drill at least 25%, if not more of the time that I play. And it turns out drilling is not as common as I thought it was just based on my lens of the world. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today is why don't people drill in pickleball? And really, I think it comes down to there's two main groups of pickleball players. There's the groups that they just go and they're playing with their friends and they're hanging out and they're laughing and they're having a good time. And that's great. They're getting exercise. It's fantastic. But then there are those who play tournaments. They want to improve their game. They want to be more consistent. They want to level up. Or maybe they just find a correlation between playing well on the court and having fun like I do. So I guess my question for you, Webby, is why do you think that people don't drill?
I think there's two main reasons. I think one of them is kind of what you touched on, is it's just not fun. It's not as fun as playing. So people mainly the people that don't want to get better and don't care about competitive pickleball so much and don't do tournaments. If they just want to have fun playing, then really what's the purpose of drilling if you're not trying to be really competitive in tournaments and stuff? So I definitely get that. Now there are people that do a lot of tournaments like myself, and I do see the value of drilling, but for me, the main reason I don't is my lack of time. Because I have such limited time, I can only play once or twice a week. So I want to spend my time actually playing pickleball and not spending that time drilling, just because I feel like drilling, I don't know, it's almost like going to the gym and working out. To me, that's not really fun. So I want to spend my time on the court having fun and playing actual games. I 100% agree that drilling is crucial if you want to get better, and I'm sure I would be a much better player if I did drill instead of playing games. But I don't know, with my limited time, I would much rather just play pickleball than drill.
That makes sense. I completely understand that. I will say that I feel like I would be the opposite, where if I only had a limited time, which I kind of do, and I was in tournament mode or whatnot, I would actually prefer to spend that limited time drilling, just because of the fact that I know how much more beneficial that can be than just playing. On top of that, I want to talk more about something you said where it's not as much fun. You want to maximize the amount of fun you're having with your limited time. So why isn't it fun to you? Like, from your perspective, what's not fun about it?
I like it if I do like the drilling games. Like my daughter and I do, like before a tournament game, like if we have time to get on a court before our first game, we will do like some people call it 7-Eleven, like where one person is up at the kitchen line, the other person is back at the baseline, and then you play the one that's up at the kitchen line to start with. They're the one that serves the ball, and they only have to get 7 points, but the person back at the baseline, they have to get 11 points because it's a lot easier if you're the one up at the kitchen line to start with. Stuff like that I like. Like I enjoy that if we make a game out of it. But I don't know, just hitting the same shots over and over and over again, to me, I don't know, it gets repetitive and boring, even though I know it's going to help that muscle memory. It's going to help you perform better. It just, I can't stand doing the same thing over and over again like that.
I get that. I definitely think that perhaps we have a different definition of drilling, because typically when I drill, it's a 90-minute session, 15-minute warm up, and then about 30 to 40 minutes of drills where you are doing some of that repetitive stuff, right? Like one of my favorites is my partner's at the line, I'm standing mid-court, and I'm just resetting over and over again back into the kitchen, and they're doing pretty hard drives, kind of my waist and below, right? And you're just practicing the soft game, getting your way up to the kitchen, stuff like that. Or dinking, where you're doing windshield wipers, right? Where it's like you're constantly going back and forth on the kitchen line, doing that with volleys, right? So you're spending about 30 to 40 minutes of that. But then I always end with an actual game of skinny singles, because I think that you're right. If you're just going out there and you're just hitting shots, number one, it's boring. But number two, you're not reinforcing any of the things that you're developing when you have the competitive pressure on you, right? Like, I guess that's my question to you, Webby. When you're drilling versus when you're playing, do you feel like you have a tendency to maybe not hit shots as consistently when you're playing because there is kind of that pressure of competition on top of easy to fall back into old habits?
Yeah, I do feel like the very little time I do spend drilling, I feel like I'm really like honing in and like locking on and doing really well. But yeah, as soon as I start playing in an actual game, it's like I forget it all, or it all like erases, or like I'll not hit one perfectly and it's like, oh, I gotta stop that. Just do whatever feels natural.
Yeah, and I think that's normal too, which is why I always say end your drilling session with competitive play. But I would encourage you that when you're in your competitive play, to don't make it about whether or not you're going to lose that skinny singles match. Make your level of success, whether you win or lose personally, based on how well you're able to reinforce and stay consistent with the things that you're working on, right? Like maybe you're really trying to increase your soft game. Well, maybe during that match, drop every one of your thirds. Even if it's a ball that's ideal to drive, maybe drop it. Maybe just really focus on only going up to 50, 60% power. Now that might mean that your opponent might take advantage of you or your drilling partner. But so what? At least you're there to be able to reinforce it, right? Maybe you're working on your power game and you're just going to speed up balls that you typically won't. Are some of them going to go out of bounds? Probably. Are some of them going to go into the net? Most likely. But that's where you're going to start developing that skill set. So that way, when you go to play, what you've learned in drilling will be reinforced with that play. So that's my thought. Question to all of you guys out there. Number one, do you drill? Number two, if you do drill, how much? What percentage of your play per week is drilling? If it's less, then tell me why. Or maybe you hate drilling and you think drilling is stupid. Let us know down in the comments below, because those are our opinions, but we want to know what you guys think.
That's right. And like I said, I definitely see the importance and the value of drilling. I wish I liked drilling, and I wish I set more time aside to do drilling. And I'm sure that's why I'm stuck at the level I'm at right now, is because I don't drill.
Well, anytime you want to drill, I know we're like 1,300 miles apart, but if you ever want to drill, I love drilling. I would be happy spending 75% of my time on a court drilling. That's how much I love it.
I need to start doing it more. I am going to try focusing on drilling more, even though it doesn't sound like something I would be excited about, and I don't love the idea, but I see the importance of it, and I do want to commit more time to drilling, so I'm going to eventually.
I love it. Well, Webby, I have another question for you. When you are playing and definitely not drilling, how do you like to stay hydrated?
Well, I did this last night because it was super hot, super muggy, but I like to make 2 bottles of Electrolyte Supreme. I take a water bottle, I pour some of the Fruit Punch Electrolyte Supreme, and I drink one before I start playing, and then I drink another one after I'm done playing because I sweat like crazy, so I need to restore those electrolytes. But yeah, I absolutely love the Fruit Punch Electrolyte Supreme from Jigsaw Health. It is very tasty.
Jigsaw Health has a ton of great products out there. I use them every single day. My favorite one is the Blue Raspberry Pickleball Cocktail, but I take a bunch of other stuff from them as well. Guys, the people at Jigsaw Health, they're obsessed with pickleball as much, if not more, than we are. So much so that they created an indoor court, the Orchard at Jigsaw Health, where they host the Arizona Pickleball League, which is a league that they created, which is what they filmed the documentary Breaking Pickleball about. They are obsessed with pickleball. They have incredible products to make you feel good, because at Jigsaw Health, it's fun to feel good. And if you go to jigsawhealth.com and use coupon code PB for life 10, you're going to get what, Webby?
You're going to get $10 off your order, and you're also going to show us some support in the process.
That's right, jigsawhealth.com. PB for Life 10, $10 off your order. You're going to love the products that you get. But Webby, I want to know your
Closing thoughts.
So what did we learn today? We learned that nobody is safe from the Hook of the Week segment, even head referees. We learned that almost everybody goes through the same stages when it comes to playing pickleball. We also learned that the Beer City Open is an amazing tournament, and I got a chance to talk to Andrea Koop and learn a bit about the past, present, and future of it. We also learned there are some people out there who love drilling like Eddie does, but then there's people like me who absolutely hate drilling. Which one are you? But I thought this was a great episode and another very fun one.
I agree. As mentioned before, if you're at Beer City Open, come say hello. We would love to be able to see you. And if you guys have a topic you want us to talk about, a meme that you want us to be able to review, or you have an opinion on tonight's episodes, the topics that we talked about, please put it down in the comments below. And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
Sorry.
Well, we're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.